Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's Presentation Hell podcast coming to you from Embark Studios. I'm sitting here today. I am James Ontra sitting here today with Brock Lister. He's co-founder and CEO of Visitry. Good to have you here.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Well, I know you came on a path to get here and you weren't planning on being an entrepreneur to begin with, but some situations happened that caused you to make and see and found this business, Visitry. Tell me a little bit about it, A, and B, give me a little bit of why you wound up here.
Sure. So Visitry is a home health platform, staffing platform, and I kind of just backed into it. I was a physical therapist working in home health. Home health agencies were looking for more help, so I hired an assistant, another PT, just kind of rolled
So
from
physical
there.
therapy, you would actually visit the people's homes and give the therapy and then go back. So it was like a personalized type of consult.
Right. So this is skilled care in the home. So that includes nursing, PT, OT, anything skilled in the home.
Oh, okay. Go
Yep.
on. And you were giving therapy procedures or what have you?
Yep, physical therapy. People with low function can't leave the home, so we come to them. So just doing that, realized there were some inefficiencies, thought we could bring some technology in there, drew some concepts from Uber and other platforms that took the middleman out and connected the two stakeholders directly.
So you basically took this home health care and said, how is it easy for people to schedule an appointment, have someone come in a qualified message and do their job and let them finish up and move on to the next one?
Correct.
Step a little closer to
Yep.
this. Yeah, you don't have to lean into it, but let's be a little closer.
Sure, correct. So they can build a caseload. So they take different patients right off the app, build a caseload that they want. They could do full-time, they could do part-time, kind of pulling a little from the gig economy concept.
Well, who is the employer in this case?
The employer is Visitry. They're 1099s for us. We have contracts with home health agencies who provide the referrals, which are the patients.
Okay, so so home health agency has the referrals. You become the outsourced staffing ability through your app.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. If you think of, I don't like to use the Uber analogy too much, but if you think of that, the riders are the agency requesting a physical therapist. The drivers would be the clinicians, the PTs, the OTs, the nurses.
Do you do billing through your service as well?
No, that's all done through the home health agency. We just bill them per visit.
Per visit, so you're billing the agency themselves, and you're just managing a tech platform so that they can easily round up their professionals and properly deliver them to the right house time with the right service and basically do the business.
Correct. Yeah, we're just aggregating all the referrals and aggregating the supply, which are the clinicians, and connecting them.
So when someone's in business, there's some moment that it clicked with you and you were sitting there and said, oh my God, I have to do it. And to go to presentation hell, at that moment, what did it bring you? What was the moment where you were talking to someone that you convinced someone that says, oh my God, this is it, and it reverberated back to you? When did that happen? Tell me about it.
I can remember the exact time, actually. I was in a Starbucks, and I was with another physical therapist who actually worked for me at the time for Kinesio Rehab, the staffing company previous to this. And we were talking about the Uber model. We were just talking about how Uber works and the similarities, the 1099 structure, the flexibility of a gig job, and same thing. He just repeated it back to me, and it sounded great. So that started the whole thing rolling. That was about 3 years ago.
And you're a coder? You said you're a therapist. Is this something you just sat down and said, time to write code?
No, I just figured if these other companies could do it, I'm sure we could find some developers to do the same thing. So no, I don't have any coding experience. I'm learning a little bit now, but no, we outsourced all that.
And who would be your number one client? What would be the profile of someone who buys your service? Is it a staffing manager at Health Trust or something, or is it? Tell me.
So our customers are home health agencies.
Home health agencies.
Yeah, the ideal one would be an agency that's getting a ton of referrals from hospitals and doctors, and they can't cover
Are there
them.
any name brand stuff that the mass people would know about?
They'd probably know LHC Group, which is a national company, but we handle more regional Florida area agencies. But an agency that has a bunch of referrals coming in and they can't staff it with their own people, which is most of them. We've found that up to 70% of visits are staffed by contractors. So that's a big problem in the industry.
And you're a part of it is you're solving that because you're giving a platform for connecting the actual scheduling the appointment. The person gives the service, and you don't use the mechanism of payment because you have it in the background, but it's because of relationships.
Right. We'd love to integrate that in later, but for right now, it's just this agency can't keep you busy enough. This one can't. This one can't. But together, they can provide a full caseload for this clinician or as much as they want.
This episode of Presentation Hell is brought to you by Shuffler. Shuffler is your slide library that makes presentations easier for everyone in a global organization. Visit shuffler.com. Where does this product Visitry go? How does it make it? What would be the one moment that if you were able to present and say what you did, what would make everyone go, wow, this is where I should be?
I think the repeatability. So if we can show that it works in other markets. It's working very well here, but we do have a big footprint in the Bay Area, Tampa Bay area. So if we could prove that it can work in Southeast Florida and other places, Texas, I think at that point, if it's a repeatable process, I think that'll be a big sign of how big it can grow.
So, that makes a lot of sense. I'm looking for what would be a watershed moment that the lights would go on just for you? Like, for me, I have a presentation company. I would be blown away if the CEO of the biggest ad agency in the world was on CNBC and says, the most overlooked form of communication is presentations. And if you're not managing each slide and knowing who's saying what to whom across your whole enterprise, then you've lost a big opportunity and you're losing a lot of money because consistency of brand and message is super important. And if you manage your website and your billboards and your advertising, but you're not presentations, you're losing out.
Yeah, I think it's already happening. We're hearing a lot about home health and the need for staffing. So I'm hearing a bunch of validation that way. And what you said, what would be that moment was that feels like it already has happened to me. If someone's using our product, we see the visits popping up. I'm just standing there seeing them pop up and people take them. It's like, wow, this is actually working.
So it's more of a platform. People, like the visit gets posted and there's several staffers out there who say, oh, I'm going to pick that one up and I will be there, and they grab it.
Correct. Yeah, they can see it on the map. They can see where it is, the target date, so they can either take it or leave it.
Oh, that's excellent. And how long do these programs come up there?
How often are the visits popping up?
Yeah.
I think we have, at any given time, 10 to 15 visits that are just cycling in and out.
Cycling through.
Yeah, throughout 5 or 6 counties in Tampa Bay.
Is there a profiled type of area that this works best for? And not to be presumptuous, but I'm going to say in a community with many older people who can't get out to their appointments and stuff, this type of service would be extremely valuable.
Yeah, that's who it's for. So this is using Medicare Part A, which means you have to be homebound if you're getting our services. Homebound definition of Medicare would be you can leave the house, but it's severely taxing. You wouldn't be able to go to an outpatient clinic several times a week.
Yeah, it'd just be too taxing. And once you're classified as homebound on Medicare, your service becomes available to them.
Correct. Yeah.
If somebody's homebound on Medicare, where would they go to get your service? Could they just go to Visitry and say, "Hey, I need a pulmonologist"?
No, they're kind of left out of that part of it. They would go to their primary care or the surgeon that did their knee replacement. That doctor would refer them to home health. Then that company would use Visitry.
Okay, so it's the home health company who makes it available, and the doctor is the conduit of the information to the patient.
Yes.
The patient doesn't reach out and say, I need physical therapy for my right knee. I am approved. oh, look, there's 5 right knee people out there. Let me schedule it for Tuesday because I get one a week. Let me just book it.
Right, and that's being done. There's some other companies that are doing that direct to consumer. So if you or I needed something, we can get on their platform and ask for it. This is more skilled care.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I hope the best for you. I think it's a really good process, and I think everyone's growing older. As such, it's like, waiting for fruit to rot. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe that wasn't the greatest analogy, but we all know what we were thinking here. So, Brock, thank you for coming out today on Presentation Hell.
Thank you.
Today we're here at Embark Studios doing our podcast, and I welcome you all and thank you for listening. This has been brought to you by Shuffler, your presentation management headquarters, and we've had a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.